everyone. I am responding today to Derrie, aka Cinnawitch's 12-question Witchy Getting to Know You tag. I didn't actually see Derrie's first. I first saw this on Kimball's Witchery channel. And I liked it. I liked the questions. I haven't taken part in the YouTube Pagan Challenge because I don't... the questions generally aren't relevant to the kind of witch that I consider myself to be. So that was a non-starter. But these questions, I think, and I have my little notes here, yeah, I can work with these. I've also seen Merwena's, which I really enjoyed, so that spurred me on to really get going on this now. And I'm just going to dive right in. I will put links to all of the video channels, the original video. There's questions about favorite witchy shops and stuff like that. I'll put all the links down below when I'm done. So if you're interested in anything I've talked about, you can go check it out. Off we go. Question number 1. What is your witchy name? Okay, slightly problematic, that one. I don't use a witchy name. I won't say I don't actually have one, because I did at some point sit down and think, well, if I had to have a witchy name, what really works for me? What would be symbolic of who I am and my practice and stuff like that? So I went through the process of identifying these things, and I came up with a name, which I'm not going to share because it might be my sort of incognito tag when I'm out and about on the internet. I don't know. I might never use it. But yeah, I've got one that works for me. And it's not, I'm pleased to say, I think Merwena was talking about, how difficult it is to find a witchy name that hasn't already been used. I mean, how many raven wolves and silver moons and what have you do you need? But mine, like me, is quite unique. So I'm pleased with it, but I'm keeping it to myself. Question number 2. What is your fave subject in the craft? Now, I was thinking what that actually means to me. My favorite subject has got to be divination. I mean, you all know that's my bag. That's what I do for the most part. But I don't necessarily consider that essentially witchy. That is, lots of non-witches do divination. So really, my favorite practice, to use a different word, in actual witchcraft, spellcraft workings, that kind of way, is probably candle magic. I like candle magic. I'm attracted to burning things. And crystals. Yeah, I like to work with crystals, but that's, just probably because they're pretty and colorful, and you know me and pretty and colorful. No, candle magic's my bag. Favorite witchy song and or group? Now, I don't really have any specifically, in fact, I don't actually really even know any specifically witchy music. Again, like I was saying about the YouTube Pagan Challenge, I don't consider myself a capital P pagan, so all the pagan groups and music just washes over me. What I look for in music is something that makes me feel, that stirs my soul. And I can think of all kinds of music that does that, and we could be here for a very long time, but I'll just narrow it down to probably my 2 top ones. One of them is Salisbury Hill by Peter Gabriel, and if you know the lyrics to that song, then you'll kind of understand why that one really grips me. And if you don't know the lyrics, go look them up. Love that song. If I were going to have a funeral, and I'm not going to have a funeral, I have decided, if I can kind of wangle it the way I want it, but then who listens to your respects when you're not there to jump up and down about it. Actually, what I'd like would be a woodland burial with just an interment, this one song, Salisbury Hill, played, and then everybody can just bugger off and do what they want. I don't want any talking, nothing, just in the ground, music, on your bike. Too much information. You didn't come here for that, did you? Okay, so sorry. Never mind that. And the other one that I really, really love, which isn't a song as much as a piece of music, is Angel's Flight by Shadowfax. Now, if you're of a certain age, you may know this piece of music. If you don't, I have found it on YouTube, and I will link to it in the down bar. That just takes me away. In fact, when I went looking for it before I started this video and found it and started to play it, I was in tears in about a second and a half. it just does it for me. So there you go. And the last witchy item you purchased. Again, like I said, I don't consider decks overtly witchy. So barring that, the last thing I bought was some crystals. And oh hey, I meant to actually get them down before I, oh right, oh you're getting a glimpse of shoulder there. I'll explain that in a minute. You guys, they're all to hand at the moment. I didn't get very many. Right, sorry about this. Probably a bit of boobage going on there as well, and my chair is now moved. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, shoulder. You don't see flesh on me normally. It's really hot and muggy here in East Anglia today, which is why I'm sort of filming down here rather than upstairs, because it's just way too hot up there. But yeah, I got myself a nice little lump of, now here's where this, is that going to focus? Yeah, it's focusing a bit, but you're getting a bit of light from the window. Never mind, you get the idea. That's a nice little piece of chrysocolla. Yeah, that was a pretty bit. They had a real humdinger of a bit, but it was way too expensive. But this will do me. This is a nice piece. I like that. I've wanted a bit of that for a long time. And I absolutely adore calcite. I've mentioned this in another video, probably in several videos. So I got myself a couple of nice bits of orange calcite, which I didn't have before. So there you go, orange calcite. And a nice fun little piece of optical calcite. This is the kind that sort of refracts light, so if you put it on anything like text or lines or something like that, you'll see it sort of duplicated. It's just, there's just something about the light in this, and of course, you know, this doesn't do it justice by any stretch of the imagination. And if you've been following in the 78 cards, you will see Patrick's huge, beautiful piece of, it's also called Iceland Spar. Lusting after that piece. I would love to have a piece like that, and I might treat myself at some time. But I found this one, and I like it. I'm happy with it. So that's that. That was my latest witchy purchase. Favorite witchy book? None. I don't think I've ever read an overtly witchy book. I've read tons of books over the years, but they tend to be about divination or philosophy or general spirituality, nothing specifically witchy. If I feel the need for witchy info, I find it online. Yeah, no, sorry, nothing there. Favorite color? Now this is an interesting one, so I thought about this. And my favorite color from the time I was, you know, zip, is green. Was green, leaning to sort of yellowy greens, excuse me. Oh, it's so hot here today, and probably just the nervousness of filming. I'm getting a little bit warm, so if I go rosy on you, please forgive me. Yeah, green, yellowy greens, what they call sort of like dark lime and things like that, rather than the bluey greens. That's my absolute favorite color. But I noticed a little while back that every time I bought anything, sorry, I was distracted by a car going by. Anytime I buy something for workings, for which, you know, my glasses are actually starting to steam up. That's how hot I'm getting. For actual witchy practice, I tend to end up buying something blue, which I thought was quite interesting because I'm not mad keen on blue by any stretch of the imagination. I don't dislike it, but, you know, blue's blue. And then divination stuff. You know, spread mats, bags, whatever. I tend to go for purple. So there you go, for what it's worth. Excuse me. Let's try and clear that. There we go. Do you have a familiar? No. I've had lots of pets over the years, but they are just that, pets. And I don't think I'm sort of in the familiar school. So, no. Won't say never. I might end up with one, but no. Favorite witchy scent? Okay, this is another one that's going to be, I could do a whole series of videos on scents because I am a complete perfumophile. Perfumes, scents, oils, incenses, absolutely love this stuff. I can't get enough of it. You do not want to see my perfume collection. My husband laughs, strokes, grimaces every time he is exposed to this cabinet that he built me to house just some of my collection. So yeah, big time. So narrowing this down to the witchy realm, I think my favorite scent is dragon's blood, but a specific dragon's blood. The dragon's blood that Fred Soul uses in his resin incense sticks. I've bought various dragon's blood powders, resins from various sources, and it never smells the same. I don't know what he does if he blends it with something, but it just works, and I love it. It's expensive though, and getting it shipped from the States, lots of money. So barring that, generally in that vein, frankincense does much the same for me. So I like frankincense, and frankincense you can get anywhere, so that's good. Another scent that I like for incense, but also for perfumes, is patchouli. I love patchouli, and so that's fun. And then, just from a herbal standpoint, I can think of lots of them I really like, but let's just stick with one, lavender. I think lavender would have to be the top one. There's just something about the scent of lavender that just works for me. So, there you go. Fave Sabbath. Okay, again, I'm not that kind of witch. I don't follow the wheel of the year, but I do celebrate Samhain. I don't think that really needs a lot of explanation. I just love it as a diviner, a card reader, someone who works with ancestors and spirits. I say works with, tries to work with. Let's not get above myself. That's a very special night for me. And I'll start by, well, I actually decorate for it. Now, bearing in mind that I don't decorate for Christmas. Meh, don't like Christmas. But I'll decorate a bit for Halloween. And I love dispensing the candy to the kids and what have you. And that says something itself, because I don't actually like children. So the fact that, you know, I want to sort of share this evening with children speaks volumes. And then I shut up shop and I do readings, meditations. I try and do a reading that calls in ancestors and spirits. And I spend the rest of the evening doing that. Absolutely love it. Possibly the fact that 2 days later it's my birthday on All Souls Day, which would then also make me a Scorpio, you know, just kind of makes that whole period of time very important to me. But the rest of it, no. That's my one and only Sabbath. Are you in a coven or a solitary? I'm a solitary. I don't like people enough to spend time with them. That's awful, but it's probably true. This, you know, online community. This is as much community as I want. No, I've always been solitary. My workings have always been solitary. I don't do ritual, which is coming up in. And so, you know, this sort of group participation thing, it's not for me. Not for me. So yeah, there you go. Fave witchy shops. Okay. Starry-eyed supplies. Hello, Joey. Love you. Yeah, that's got to be my favorite witchy shop. I love her oils, her salts, her incense smudges, her candles. Healing Waters of Avalon, my fave. You know, and because you know, as I said, I love candle work, so I just adore that one. There will be a link, but you know, how many of you really need it? How many of you don't already know about Joey's shop? For plain essential oils, because Joey does the most fabulous blends, but for plain essential oils, again, it's a company I found on eBay, and it's called Anglesey Organics, based on the Isle of Anglesey here in England, and they do all the essential oils that I need, and they're lovely, and the prices are very good, and it's organic, so that's good. Crystals. We have a shop here in Colchester called Enchanted, which is, you know, it's is semi-witchy, semi-new age. You know, they've got candles, they've got incense, they've got crystals, blah, 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 blah. So when I get in town, which isn't very often, to be honest, I'll go and have a rootle around. I mean, that's where I got these crystals that I showed you just now. But my favorite crystal shop, and I get to go there next weekend. Credit card, prepare yourself. Is, let me just make sure I'm getting it right, Past Impressions Crystals in Beccles in Suffolk. Now they have a website, but they also have an absolutely lovely shop. I found them last year. I didn't even know they were there. And I went in and I went a little mad. I bought 2 crystal bowls and a bunch of other, you know, tumble stones and stuff like that. Oh, and I can't wait to get back in there again. I have a little list. They might even have a big chunk of Iceland spar. I would love that. That would be great if I can afford it. But anyway, so looking forward to that. So that's my favorite place for crystals. And then general witchy supplies. Again, eBay. Freya's Cauldron. Candles, herbs, knickknacks, you know, that kind of thing. But I'm not a witchy tooly person. I don't, you know, if you've seen my cauldron video, you know I use a little ceramic bowl. I don't have an athame. I don't have a chalice. I'm not that kind of witch. There you go. Oh, last one. I moved it over because I was running out of room on the paper. Favorite food stroke drink before, during, or after a ritual? I don't do ritual, so that's doesn't apply. Having said that, if I want to sort of call in my ancestors or spirit guides, or I want to sort of invoke their strength or summon their strength into myself, I use Jägermeister. Okay, I know that sounds really weird, but think about it. It's a herbal liqueur. It's a tincture. And the reason, I'm half German. On my mother's side of the family, I'm German. And I had an aunt who was 101 when she died. So, Jägermeister? Who knows? But anyway, anytime you went to visit her, anytime anybody went to visit her, the first thing you did was you sat down and everybody got a glass of Jägermeister and you drank it. I mean, in a non-ritual way, it was a ritual. And over the years, I've just come to associate Jägermeister with the really strong women on my mother's side of the family. They were fierce. They were powerful women. And I've just sort of adopted Jägermeister as the sort of ritual symbol of that power. So that's what I use. I drink it prior to doing readings of a serious nature. I place it on my ancestor altar as an offering. Yeah. I literally keep a little bottle of it right here on my desk for supping as required. It's half full at the moment. I have a whacking great big bottle in the kitchen that I fill this up with, or from. So yeah, I'm serious. Jägermeister. No foods. When I'm doing readings or workings or stuff like that, I do tend to also drink a lot of water. I kind of associate that with, how can I put it? Associate? No, it's not what I really mean. I feel that's something that it's important to do. It somehow is essential. I can't explain it better than that. Maybe if I thought about it a bit more, I could. But yeah, I'm not going to go on forever. This is probably far too long already. Oh God, 19 minutes. Right, that's enough. Anyway, so there you have it. There's my answers. I hope you found some of it interesting and not too weird. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you're feeling a bit cooler wherever you are. I think I'm going to go take a cold shower now. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care. Love you.